It is a pretty nice truck, and I kind of feel guilty destroying it. I already drilled out the rivets, so it's falling apart, as you can see. So, let's get right to the customizing. There's so much good detail that I want to try not to wash out while painting it. Okay, let's start by taking the car apart. The wheels are coming off of this car, so I'm going to put them as a separate piece. Okay, so first off, what I might do to this car is probably take two different other car pieces that I found while looking through my junk box. This dragster dozer that I found, I'm probably going to use the spoiler off of this vehicle and also the shovel. I'm going to use that. It's custom. And also the doors of this armored truck. And maybe other part, like maybe the back part, so I can put it right on the back of this truck. So, first off, what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the doors off of this truck, and the scoop and the spoiler off of these two vehicles. There's the scoop, the spoiler, both door panels off the armored truck, and two other pieces from the armored truck, and also the back of the bed. I have a duplicate of the armored truck piece, so I can show you what I sawed off. I sawed off the back piece, as you can see what the door panel looks like. Sawed it down here. I also had to saw right here so I could finally get the piece off. But the thing I did with the front is this piece is actually the rivet. I'm going to use it like as a cannon. Use this as a cannon. And here's the back piece of the vehicle. So, now I can start thinking of where to put all these pieces. I got my Gorilla Super Glue from last episode. Super glue everything together. I think I might put the plow at the front of the grill of the vehicle. Right here. Right here. I'm probably going to saw this off, or I might try to clip it off. I found this one V8 engine. So I ripped it off one of my old cars, and I was thinking of what to put on it. And then I realized that the truck didn't have an engine at all. So I'm going to put that engine on the car right now. There's the engine. So we're going to let that dry, close up the super glue, and I'm going to move on to the next part. Gluing the scoop to the front of the vehicle. Put it on. And it dried. Well, it is dry. Go put that off to the side. Then, what I'm going to try to do is see if I can put the inside of the truck, because this is where I want to put this piece on the truck, if I can. I'm not saying I did this on purpose not to do it, but I just wanted to see. Oh, I can slide it right over it. So, take this off. I'm going to put this piece back on the car. I mean, on the truck. It's a truck, not a car. Put this on and see. I don't think I even have to super glue it. I think it's just going to be pressure fit. Then, I'm going to put this piece on here. In my junk box, and also around where I saw all the pieces apart, and I found this one pumpkin cutter that you use to cut the pumpkins. It is the perfect size to fit the tank in. I'm going to have to cut it at a certain spot. So, I cut the piece, and I want to be the tank, and I filled it with some putty. What I'm going to do now is try to shape it into the piece I want to. On the back piece that I want, there's this little lip that I'm going to decide to cut off because it's interfering with the tank. The tank fits perfectly. All I have to do is cut that piece. Also, while I was cutting the armored truck apart, this piece cut was interfering with the doors. So I think I'm gonna use this as either a extra piece or a spoiler, like to go right here. Yeah, that looks pretty nice. I'll go do that with this piece. So I cut the piece and we're ready to put super glue the tank in. Actually, I should super glue the tank in after I paint the tank and paint the whole car. So I'm going to do that. Not right now because I need to shave off all the paint. That was easier than I thought it would be. So now we can get to sanding and cutting off all the pieces. So I got as much of the paint off as possible. And as you can see, you still can see a lot of the brown paint. So, what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to take off as much of the brown paint as possible. I'm not going to put the wheels on yet. I'm going to do something different to the wheels than I'm going to do to the body. So, got the final finish of the car. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go get a certain type of paint, which I already have currently from the last video. The Timberline green that we used for the dirt and the sandy part of the Medic Chief. And I'll go get that car to compare with this truck, because this truck might be a, like, if there was an Armada, this would be one of the cars that would go with the ambulance chief. Now that I'm seeing it, I see that the door on the truck is angled, and when I put the door on the vehicle, it's just flat. I'm starting to think that I should bend the end of the metal. I tried. It's like thick Zamek. I can't do it. So, I'm just going to try to do my best to cover up as much of the door window as possible and saw off the extra pieces. So, now we can get back to gluing and I can glue the engine back on. Actually, I'm going to glue the engine on right after we paint it. Not going to paint any of the armored truck's pieces because I don't want to. Glue this is the top. Glue down here. That's perfect. And off to the side. And put the door on. See, the armored door doesn't look as nice as I thought it would be, but it still is nice. Now I'm going to go do the same thing to the other side of the door. And remember, you can use any type of super glue or any type of paint you want. It's just that this is the look I want to go for. Now, to the other part where we have to glue in the tank. I'm going to do that after I paint it. I'm going to paint this piece separately. You go fill in the rest of the pieces, but I'll do that after I'm waiting to finish painting it. So, now we can get to the painting part of the car. Okay, next step, I'm going to grab the car by the front rivet so it will be easier to do this. Like the last video, I actually painted the whole car on the video. So that's what I'm going to try to do now. Make it look like it was a normal green truck that somebody found or somebody had, and they wanted to turn it into and protect it by taking stuff from military personnel vehicles that they found while they were driving around. This certain Apocalypse custom is or was a sheriff's car. I mean sheriff's truck. It's not a car. We're finally ready to put the engine back on the car after I ripped it off because I needed to put the paint on. Let's do that right now. Great. The car body is stuck to the paper. We'll move that. There we go. Right, we're ready to go on to the next step, which is gluing and painting the tank in. First I need to go get the tank, of course. Okay, I've gotten the tank and I'm ready to paint it. I'll move the car off to the side for this. So, this is going to be a little bit of a challenge of how to paint this thing. So, I'm going to stick the pliers right into the putty so it stays there. And we're going to do the normal things we always do. Problem is, we're going to have to paint this thing twice. One, because we painted the barrel, the normal color. And then two, we have to paint the side that the pliers went into. One side, this is so easy because it's just flat areas. All I have to do is single stroke each side. Trying to get every single piece of paint on the last section. Then we go to the end, we paint the end piece. You can use your finger, but you need to make sure that there is a towel around you, because this stuff you do not want to have stay on your fingers for a while. Do something similar to what we did last video with the glass, except now we're gonna put a hole in it, taking care not to get any on my fingers, even though that's going to be okay. Painting the whole wheel. It's kind of hard doing it 4 times, so got one wheel done. It looks completely new, except for all the dirt that still is on the vehicle. After I paint the sand all over the car, I am going to paint the bottom of the vehicle trail tan as well, after that paint dries. So I got everywhere. I'm just going to do the back. Quickly do the back. I'm also going to paint the front of the grill, like the bottom. This is actually the rivet of the vehicle, the back of the armored truck. So I'm gonna glue it. Snap this on. Oh god, it just ripped out the turret. Right, have to like this. So now we can put the glue and glue the tank in. This side.